Welcome to the Sea Files, folks. It's been a while. Just before the holidays, before the Christmas holiday, I had to take care of a lot of things that were unexpected that popped up. Some family emergencies, attended a funeral, some things like that, and it really sidetracked me. And so I took some time off to take care of some much needed and important business. And I know some of you guys that do the videos, it's your livelihood, but this is not my livelihood. And I cannot put videos as a priority over my family and over some other things that are very important. And that's a lesson in life, folks. We have to prioritize things and do things the right way. If you don't prioritize things properly, you can get things in a mess. Please excuse me. I'm have a slight touch of the seasonal whatever the stuff is that's going around. Since you last saw me, I've traveled halfway around the world to a foreign country and come back. Had no intention of traveling to a foreign country, but circumstances required that I did. And circumstances come into our lives unexpectedly sometimes, and we have to buck up and handle our responsibilities and take care of it. It's a lesson that I think a lot of people in this generation still need to learn. The lesson of responsibility, taking care of your responsibilities. When I was in the military, we had a workshop that was required for everyone to attend. It was Navy, called Rights and Responsibilities. And it went something like this. The more responsibilities you have, the more privilege you have. This is how it worked in the Navy anyway. The less responsibility you have, the less privilege you have. But the more privilege you have, that's going to come with a whole lot more responsibility. The captain of the ship has much more responsibility than the seaman recruit fresh out of boot camp that just got assigned to the ship. But the captain has much more privilege than that seaman recruit. And so that's kind of how it worked in the military. But what everyone learned, and sorry about the sun hitting and really blocking things out, what everyone learned is that everyone has responsibilities. So even that seaman recruit was given responsibilities and was required to carry out those responsibilities on that ship. The ship required a crew to run. Without that crew, that ship would be nothing. Well, society requires responsible people to function properly. So we have a lot of stuff going on right now. Everybody's focused on the fires in California. I worked mutual aid in fires in California when I was there. I was in California for 38 years in law enforcement. And the worst fire that we had in the San Diego area was the Cedar Fire. And we thought that fire was going to burn all the way to the ocean. We didn't know if we could stop that fire. And I was working mutual aid in the Boots Valley area. I was protecting homes from looters or any problems that might occur there. And we also were watching to see if the fire's coming in that direction. Well, the LA fires, there's 4 of them that are devastating, are acting in a similar manner to what the Cedar Fire did in San Diego many years ago. And it's burning, and they don't know if they can stop it. They could burn to the ocean. Now, the firefighters are hooking up hoses, and they're not getting full pressure out of the hydrants. The levees are, or not the levees, but the reservoirs are not what they should be. Of course, you got to save the fish, right? And run the water into the ocean. Or save that, whatever that freshwater fish is that they keep talking about. They can't send water to the farmland. Here's what the problem is in California, folks. Celebrations like Earth Day were huge in California. And they always referred to the Earth as Gaia. And Gaia is basically a false god and a false religion. It's a worship of the planet Earth, worship of creation. And Romans 1 says that they worshiped the creation rather than the Creator. And so they thought that clearing out the forest, and I did a lot of hiking when I was in California, and I saw how thick and dry that brush could get out there, and just right for major fires like that. There was no forest management because you couldn't disturb the natural habitat because, our false worship of the god is Gaia, or the earth. And so that's why these fires are occurring. One of the reasons why is because they don't do proper management of the forest. Trump said that 4 years ago, and he was right. There are consequences for things. Now, some people are saying, oh, this is a sign of the end times and Revelation and all that. No, folks, it's not. Okay, I keep hearing that kind of stuff, and it's just nonsense. That's not true. There are 4 different views of the book of Revelation, but only one view is ever presented in social media. One of the 4. And it's the one I don't agree with. So anyway, there's a historicist view, the idealist view, there's the futurist view, and there's a preterist view. So I'm more of the preterist view of the book of Revelation, but the one that keeps being presented is the futurist view. Anyway, I digress. It's not a sign of the end times as far as I'm concerned. And could it be the wrath of God? Well, God uses the actions of mankind sometimes to bring his wrath upon the wicked. So, but the problem is that, when people say that, they're really focused on Hollywood. Well, there are 50,000 residents so far. Oh no, I'm sorry. I read in the Epoch Times this morning 100,000 residents so far that have evacuated from that fire. Now, not all of them are Hollywood. Many of them are just folks trying to, raise their kids and take care of their families and go to work every day and live life the same way we do. Many of them are Christians. Many of them go to church. So no, I don't. I can't say for sure that this is the wrath of God against California. That's a popular view outside of California, but that's from people who've never lived there, and they have this stereotypical view of California that's a false view. They take just one little tiny part of California, Hollywood, and they apply it to the entire state, and it's false. And then they take the politics in California and apply it to the entire state, and it's false. In this last election, California was mostly red. It was just the high population centers that were blue. And there was just small portions of the map. So, we need to be careful about stereotyping. We need to be careful about falsely accusing people. We need to be careful about coming to erroneous conclusions based upon image rather than reality. I have very good Christian friends in California that I love dearly. They could very well, in the San Diego area, they could very well end up in a very similar situation. And so, pray for the folks out there and the fires that are occurring. But there are other things happening around the country. And I'm going to be doing more of these videos. And if the rattling on that dash is coming through that phone, I apologize. I'm driving a 2007 Hyundai today. I swap around on the cars. But pray for this new administration going into the White House. Pray for the new Congress. Pray for the courts. The three branches of government. They need our prayers. We need the grace and mercy of God upon this nation. We have a lot of problems that need to be dealt with and taken care of. Suspension on this car is old too. But what we need isn't vitriol. What we need is healing. But we do need justice. Those who have committed crimes against humanity need to be held accountable for it, whether it be in the medical sense or any other sense. And those that have violated the law need to have their day in court, and then the court can decide whether they're innocent or guilty, but they need to have a day in court. The people need to see justice. If the people don't see justice, the people become discouraged. And so it's important that we at least get our day in court and say, is this true that this person has committed crimes against humanity? Is it true that these individuals have done sinister things against us as a population? That needs to be resolved. And I believe it will be. I believe the next 4 years are going to be very, very interesting. I know about, of course, there's talk about Greenland, talk about Canada, talk about the Gulf of America. This is just us returning to a regional power rather than trying to be a world-dominating power. And I'm all for that. Being involved in these foreign wars all the time, it has taken its toll on this country, all the way from Vietnam on up. I don't count Korea in that because North Korea did cross into South Korea, did threaten the stability of the region in Asia just after World War II. The timing was not good because, we were still trying to take care of Japan after the aftermath of the war, do reconstruction, rebuild that country, and then Korea occurs. And North Korea, if it wasn't stopped, could have expanded even further out. So it's that one I don't have an issue with. World War II I don't have an issue with. But the wars after that, I believe that it became a part of the industrial complex, the military industrial complex, the desire for money through military power, money through wars. A lot of people make a lot of money on these wars, and so there's always follow the money trail. Money that is corrupt is sinister and doesn't care about the people who do that. Don't care about their fellow human beings. So anyway, just thought I would get back on here, do a video to get started for 2025. We're going to have a lot more to talk about. We'll try to keep a biblical view of things as we look at them. And there's a lot to look at. I believe that things will be coming fast and furious in 2025 as the Trump administration gets ramped up to begin to reform government, to cut out the waste and the fraud and the corruption out of government. And let's pray that they are quite successful in doing that. All right, we'll catch you next time on the C-Files. Everybody stay safe out there. And if you're in the South, where I'm at, watch out for this snowstorm that's coming through. We're not like the Northeast. We're not used to it. So ice hits the ground and we all panic. So anyway, God bless, and we'll see you next time on the C-Files.